Valentine's Day is officially 11 days away, and to help us celebrate love ever after is Maria with her adorable DIY love note pockets. Maria, this is so sweet, and I have a feeling I know some kids that are going to love this too.
I know. Well, I've told you before that I leave notes for Grant in the morning on the days that I would come to work early and I don't get to see him, and Brett takes him to school, and I just love the beauty of just a handwritten message.
Yeah.
So for the next 11 days, I'm telling you, I just want to celebrate love, and I just love love. And Grant right now, my 6-year-old, is learning to write sentences, so I thought it would be really fun for us to leave love notes all throughout this month.
Great.
And you can do this throughout the whole month. I did 14, of course, but that's just because Grant is, of course, learning numbers and things like that, but you could do these without the numbers, put little notes in there and have it be a surprise for anybody in your home. This would be great in a classroom.
I should point out also that Brett does have one up there on the... Yeah, that's nice too, that you haven't forgotten about him. Brett. I'm looking out for you, dude. Okay, here we go. It starts with a little bit of felt.
Yes.
And I know you've already cut this into the proper size, but it comes bigger.
It can, yeah. So when I went to the craft supply store, this was 36 by 36, so a big square. And it kind of just makes it foolproof because then you just need to make one long cut. So this is about 10 by 36.
Okay.
And just use a pair of fabric scissors.
Easy
and
peasy. You got the nice like white background, and we're going to layer it with some nice Valentine's colors. And now we're going to talk about the stitch. And you know, anytime there's like a needle and some thread or some yarn, I get a little nervous.
Okay, do you? Oh, it's not that
You didn't know
scary.
that?
No, I don't know this about you. So
I'm still getting comfortable doing the stitching.
This is foolproof.
Okay.
If you don't know how to sew, you can do this because it's just a running stitch. So this is actually yarn that I'm using, but I want to talk about my spacing.
Great.
So this you will like because you like the whole measuring thing. So usually I freehand when it comes to stuff like this because I like the whimsical look, but this I found it's important to measure. So what I did here, you can see there's pencil, but don't worry, this is the back. And what I did is I did a 1/2 inch on all 4 edges to create my border.
Okay.
And something that I found to be very, very helpful as I got started with this is to go in and mark every 1/2 inch because that is what's going to keep you on track. I don't mind if it's sort of like doesn't go perfectly like one way or the other, but as long as they're evenly spaced, it looks really beautiful.
Great idea, especially for like the somewhat novice sewer.
Exactly. I know one. Okay, so when it comes to the needle and thread that you're using, this is yarn. So you want to use a needle that is thick enough to go through, thin enough to go through the felt.
Yep.
But thick enough that the yarn is going to fit through. So you kind of have to find...
okay.
Yes. So what I do to make sure that it fits through, because sometimes if it's too big, like what this one is, it fits the yarn but not the felt. Okay, so...
Yeah, that would be tough to get
exactly,
through the
you
felt.
can kind of see there. Okay, so what I do here is I actually put a piece of tape, and that is what helps thread it through.
That reminds me of me trying to lace my shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing comes off the end. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Okay, so I have a knot at the end, and then what I do is I start just doing a running stitch.
Great,
So you pull this all the way through, and then I would go through the next where my mark is here.
I see. So you know the mark's on the bottom, but you can figure it out from the other side as you go through. And so my question for you is, do you just use one piece of yarn all the way around, or do you kind of break it up and tie a knot here and then start again?
You can do either.
Okay.
I wanted to challenge myself, and so I did one long piece of yarn. I measured out just kind of how long I thought it was going to be. And
How'd
then
that
I
work
did that.
out?
It actually was fine. It was a little bit of like pulling through, and I do a few, and then pull it through, do a few, pull it through.
But either way, that's fine.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you would just keep doing this, and I have one that I want to show you.
You're right. I could do that. I've got that in me.
I believe in you, Cameron.
Yeah.
So you can see this was our back, and that's my knot here. So this is where I ended.
Okay.
Was right over here. And so I'm going to flip this over, and this is our
Look
back.
how pretty that looks already. And we
Beautiful.
haven't even done the very sweet heart pockets yet.
Exactly.
So we're going to start with the shape of these. You get your little trick that I love how you have that trick to make the perfect shaped heart.
Perfect heart. Okay.
I mean, it's a simple thing, but I like it.
It's easy, but it's not. So hearts are like circles. It's hard to get it to just freehand, which I like to freehand normally. Fold your piece of felt in half, just a small piece. I got this online, just kind of cut it out. And you do this. I would trace and then cut. So then you're left with this. So it's like that. And so then, Cameron, I have 14 of them. You could do as many or as little as you like.
Beautiful.
As you celebrate the month of love.
Do I have a job?
You have a job.
Okay.
So I use some iron-on letters to put those on. So if you want to put all 14 on,
sure.
you could. So you can see over there, I put some other little hearts on there as well. You can do these as big or as little as you like. Like we said, we have 11 days. So you could do, once a week or whatever the case may be. Put a bunch on there and have it go in there and try to find them as like the surprise of where is the heart.
Sweet.
Yeah. So once you have these done, I'm going to reach over you real fast, Cam.
Is it killing you how slowly I do
You're
this?
doing a wonderful job.
Thank you so much.
So pre-place these, but here's the trick. I'm going to steal number 14 from you.
Boom.
Thank you.
Just in
That was
time.
good spacing.
Whew.
Okay, so
Not
what
easy.
you want to do with your glue, I'm using Fabri-Tac, and I'm just going to do this, and you want to make sure, in order to create a pocket, that you have this top open. And so I pre-place everything so that I know what to kind of expect. And
Right,
then
right.
when I go over to number 13, I want this to overlap. So maybe I would take this and I would do it like this. You know what I mean? So
as long as there's space in there for the little notes.
Yeah, as long as you leave the top open, and then I'd go in there and do that. And truthfully, Cam, you could use a hot glue gun if you wanted to. I like using Fabri-Tac. It's a little bit more
Well,
malleable.
you're going to be pulling on them to get the notes in and out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I like I have a say in this, but I think Fabri-Tac is a wiser choice.
And it lasts over
in
time.
my
as well.
experience.
Especially if you want to wash them, because I think this would be a good thing for kids to have at school.
Tell us how you hang them.
Oh, so you can hang it. So I did just a piece of yarn, but I will say I sewed on both edges. So you don't have to do that. You can use some mounting tape on there, and that's really it. But you could use mounting tape on the whole thing. I like the sweet piece of yarn at the top because I thought it was nice and whimsical. And you can see I have my notes in there. You can just do a little note here.
I hope they all leave notes for you too, Maria.
I hope so.
I'm sure they will, everybody. This is super sweet. I love that you showed us how to make it. Full instructions will be at hallmarkchannel.com. Everybody, check it out. So sweet. Let's keep going.
Still to come, LZ adds serious style to winter layers with his favorite thermal fashions. And give your body the fuel it needs before and after your workout with Cameron's favorite snacks.
So good, so healthy.